we've got some money to make. Animals on the way, and spring is going to be knocking on our door before we know it. I know it's only January, but we're not quite ready for that spring yet. In today's episode, we're going to be selling off about 85,000 liters of corn that needs to get to the co-op. We also need to check in on some of the animals there. Some pretty big news going on here on the herd, and make a call that decides if we even get the crop in the ground this year. I know it's not our busiest season, but just might be the most important one, so stick around. We got some decisions to be making. Well, welcome back to the herd, guys. We need to go check on the animals. We're going to be doing a little check-in here to see how everybody is doing. We'll get out of the truck and walk into this back gate over here. Now, it does look like we have plenty of straw in here for the cows for bedding, and it does help that we have this kind of, leftover bale just sitting here. I think it kind of continues to fill everything up. And their food, their alfalfa bales, are sitting there at just shy of 16,000 liters. And, hey, when did we get such big cows in here? One of those must have grown overnight. That's kind of crazy. Well, let's take a look and see how everybody is doing. This is LongShot, doing just fine. Not pregnant yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon we'll be able to get some animals out of you. That's what you're here for. EmberDuck, same thing. You're just eating all the food. Stop it. I need you to be reproducing. We need more cows. And who's this? Oh, this looks like it's the bull with the nose ring in there. And this is Big Mac. All right. Well, we got one more left here. Who's this one? Tucker. Oh, hey, guy. Whoa. Tucker is expecting a baby. Nice. You can kind of see the belly's hanging a little lower there. I thought you were just, bellied up to the feed trough, but you are not. You are definitely expecting a baby. Yes. On, what is that? October 10th. Nice. Well, that's exciting news. We got a cow coming, guys. Awesome. That is amazing. All right. Well, we need to go check on the pigs and make sure that they're doing okay, that we didn't lose anybody overnight for any reason. But yeah, so like I said, we got plenty of work to be done today. We have to make quite a few trips. If my calculations are correct, it should be about 4 trips, I think, of dry corn to the co-op. Let's see here. Let's just go through this way and check on the pigs here. Good morning, piggies. Time to wake up. All right. Well, you guys are not waking up. All right. Peppa Pig still doing good. 12 babies. Due here in a couple months. Next month on the 14th. So next month we'll be expecting 12 babies. And guys, if you guys want to enter in and become your name, get potential for being an animal named on this series, you guys need to join the Discord. The link will be in the description, and follow over to the prompts into the Join the Herd section in the Discord. We got another 12 babies coming in, and Doc Wood is looking fairly good. And I'm telling you what, this could be 24 piglets running around. And from my count, the last count I had here on Discord is we only had 10 pigs that wanted to be named, so we need some more pigs to be named here. Let's hop on over. I don't know why I'm trying to jump over that when I can just open this thing. I felt athletic this morning, I guess. All right, crispy bacon. Sorry, you can't have any babies. Okay. All right. Whoa. Hey, Porky. Porky is expecting 12 babies on July 5th. Coming up very shortly, guys. By my calculations, that is 36 pigs that we're going to be having running around in here, guys. So please, if you guys haven't yet, join the Discord. If you guys want to have your name for a random drawing, but it kind of looks like at this moment in time, anybody that wants to be a pig, you're getting named. So if you guys want to be named in the series, I would recommend jumping into that Discord, following the links in Join the Herd section, and your name more than likely will be drawn to be put in here for pigs, because I need to fill you guys out with the pigs. Oink, oink. Let's go. All right. Onward and upward on the day here. We're going to take these 2 Parker wagons, and we have the unload auger over here on the bins ready to rock and roll. Like I said, we got just a little over 85,000 liters of corn that needs to be hauled off into town. But first comes first, we need to take these stinking duals off this tractor, because if anybody knows, running duals over top of the scale house is going to be I don't want to be in the tractor. Okay. If anybody knows that running duals over the scale house on, at the scale house with duals on, it can be a challenge. So we need to take the back duals off. We're going to leave everything the same. It's going to cost us $250. That stinks. That stinks. But we need to take them off. Otherwise, you know, we're going to fight it, I think. So we got them off. Looks a little different, that is for sure. But either way, it's going to work. Get this thing fired up. Go grab the Parker wagons. And on we go. So each Parker wagon holds just a little over, I think it's a little over 11,000 liters grain in them. Whoop, well, back up here. Kind of overshot it. So let's get that dry corn out. 82,565 is what we have. And while that's unloading, let's take a look at the market here. So we go on to dry corn, and we're going to open up the values. And it does look like $702 a liter. So that's an estimated value of $57,390. That we need to try to get this all hauled out today. And it does look like we're going to the train. Yeah, so that is the train, which is still at the elevator. It's just a different pit that you need to go dump it in. And I'll show you when we guys get there. But if we take a look here at soybeans, where did you go? There's soybeans. I know we don't really want to wait till July to sell. I know that's going to be the max price we're going to get, but we need as much money as we possibly can. And I'm thinking by next month, maybe even to that February time frame, I might have to sell. I'm going to have to sell off. We don't have a whole lot, actually. What do we have? We only have 20,000 liters. So it's only going to be about $15,000, but I'd like to get it out of there. So that way we can start racking up some more of that money. Because if you guys remember in the last episode, we were talking about what are we going to do with the planter? And hopefully this kind of pushes us up to where what we were going to want to do for the planter. Yeah, so we really have to kind of see where we're sitting at with the final outcome of all of this getting hauled into town. Dry corn, make sure that's dry corn. Don't get the mistake between corn and dry corn. You'll get less money for the non-dry corn, obviously. Well, let's get this first load of corn hauled into the co-op. Now, how many of you guys still bring in corn to the co-op with a tractor and wagon? And do you guys run like Brent's or what are some other ones here? You guys help me out. But how many of you guys actually haul in with tractor and wagon still? I'm guessing there's probably still quite a few people out there, or even truck and wagon. It don't really matter. But this would actually be kind of nice if eventually, when we start getting a little bit more cushion underneath us with as far as money in the bank account, that we can, you know, maybe invest in maybe a straight truck or a smaller semi truck. But this is going to have to do for now. Kind of reminds me of back when I was very, very young, riding in the tractor with my dad or my uncle at that time, the uncle I'm working for right now. When he was working with his dad, tractor and wagons were kind of thing. We had two Parker wagons kind of similar to this. And I can remember taking the long trip, which felt like forever when you're a little, riding in the tractor cab on the seat. But there was no buddy seat. It was literally the the wheel well from the tire on the outside. And those were some long days riding in the cabs with Grandpa or Dad or whoever going into town. But I always remember going in there and being able to get back. I mean, I'm talking, I was 7, 8, 9 years old, somewhere in there. And we would always have a Coke machine. And it would have the glass bottles of Coke. And I can always, Grandpa says, you better get yourself one of those. And he would give me I don't remember if it was like 10 cents at the time. 10 cents to get the glass bottle of Coke out of there. And you'd sip on that. Boy, that would taste good on hot days. All right, enough reminiscing of my, younger years. But let's pull up in here, get kind of scaled. We're going to kind of role play this just a tad here, guys. So we're going to come over here and we're going to hit that probe. Get that probe going. Let's jump in it because it's so much cooler when you're in like this view and you see it. But how cool would it be if that was a way to like role play this like really hardcore? Like you had to get probed in order to get your price per liter of whatever crop you're bringing in. Maybe that'd be too much for some people. Okay, that is ready to rock and roll. We should be able to make our way around this and then back up towards the grain bins up there. Now, if you guys are playing this map and you guys are a little confused on how to get the train or how to deliver it to the train, you have to go to the second pit. If you guys are on If you gotten this map, hopefully you guys get this the right way. This map off of itch.io from No Creek Farms himself. But see how they're labeled pit 1 and pit 2. You need to go to the second pit, and that's going to give you the train. So first load in, pull forward just a tad and get that back. Oh shoot, pulled too far forward. Back up just a tad. There we go. Get that dropped in. All right, so it does look like we are skyrocketing with our money up at the top right. Feels good to actually look at that thing and it's actually going up and not down. What do you guys think? Is that always, that's a good thing, right? But this is going to be a long day of hauling some corn. But this is basically load 1 and 2. I'm thinking it's going to take us, what are those, 20,000, 2.4. It's going to take us about 3 trips-ish, somewhere in there. And $15,000. Nice. That's what we're getting here. So that's good. That's good. That $15,000 is itching us closer to that decision that we got to make here later on. And hopefully we can, make that decision with some smart thinking, right? Well, let's head back to the farm and let's get this stuff loaded up back and continue to haul into town. Well, trip number 2 going into town. We got loads number 3 and 4 on our way to the co-op. We have to sell this dry corn in January because when January 2nd rolls around, the price of dry corn drops significantly, which is going to really hinder our abilities to continue to make this money for the farm and continue to grow it like we want to. So we got to get this all loaded in, all hauled in, so that way we can get that bank account number up. We are sitting at $23,330 right now, which is very good. We'll swing back around here and get probed again. Like I said, I want to kind of keep this kind of a role play, but kind of just a chill, relax kind of style at the same time. Don't want to get too carried away with the whole in-depth role-playing stuff, but, it is fun to kind of mess with this stuff since you got it. I can just hear the sound in my head of the corn or beans, whatever it may be, zooming by. It's got that distinct noise to it going through that probe like that. Brings me back some fall time vibes right there. Well, we'll buzz back around the shed, go up there and get this unloaded into the pit number 2 and get that sold directly to the train. Looking pretty good. I can remember too back, when you go get the stuff unloaded, either my dad or grandpa or even the people that sometimes will unload these things at some of our local co-ops, you get down to the bottom and you grab this thing and you just shake it back and forth to get every little drop, every little kernel, every little bean pod, or not bean pod, but every little bean that's stuck in there, because you want to get the most for your crop that's going into here. So I just picture myself just trying to rock these things back and forth. All right, back in the tractor before we get something dropped on our heads. Buzz back around, and we're just going to continue this, guys. Well, let's get pulled underneath this, and I do believe we're going to have enough. We'll hop out once we get this first one started to load into the wagon. Whoop, got a little carried away there. Dried corn. Let's hop on out and take a look and see what we have left in there. It did say like 36,000, so let's see. We should be... so 35,000 liters. So it is going to take another 2 wagons plus a partial wagon, and we will have the rest of that corn hauled out of there, which will be great. It looks like, we're sitting up at 38,664. It's going to be close to that 57,000 like they were predicting here. All right, well, let's see. Let's look at soybeans. Again, 753 is what we're going to get right now. But if you look at the way the market goes for the soybeans, it is going to increase. Now, we could wait till February, but I don't know that I want to wait that long. I'd kind of like to get this done in January here, possibly. Then we can kind of put everything away, done with the bins, done with the augers, get everything tucked away, and just focus all of our energy on springtime. Well, looks like that's all done. We better get this thing pulled forward here. That looks like we don't even have anything in it, but there's stuff in it. A little bit of quick math there. It does look like we're going to kind of end up with a full wagon, probably the front one, and unfortunately probably just a little bit in the back of the next one, because you can't quite really, you know, plumb full these things like you can in real life and squeeze out that last, you know, 50 bushels or, you know, whatever it may be that you need to get in there. How many of you guys have tried to do that? You guys cleaning out a bin and you're like, oh, we can get this on the semi or the wagon or whatever it may be. And you're like, boy, that's a full load. Hope the DOT don't pull me over. Maybe you guys don't want to comment on that just in case. I'm just kidding. But it would be interesting. How many people have truly tried to push it because they're like, oh, I can get that. I can get that stuff loaded on that. No problem. No problem. You know, and then you load it and you're like, oh, it's kind of a big problem now. Well, this is just about full here, about 90% full. And then we'll be on our way for trip number 3, which would be load number 6. All right, full load at 22,000, just shy of 22,906 is what we have here, hauling up to the co-op per trip. Better get our hazards on here so that way nobody, you know, because we're slow moving. Although I don't have a slow moving sign on any of these wagons. Well, maybe we, you know, could probably get one on there at some point, or just not worry about it, and we just, you know, make these short trips. We do got a couple cars behind us. No problem. We'll put our left turn signal on here. At least they didn't try to pass me. That's always a plus. Oh goodness, was not paying attention because I was looking down at I was trying to switch wagons. Oh goodness. I'm gonna have to get a align the front end there. There we go. Pulled forward. I always think that I can't get that back wagon. You know, I think that it's too far back sometimes. I don't want to be selling it for a cheaper price back there. So that is something to keep in mind when you guys are dumping in these pits. You know, you don't want part of your stuff to overhang in the pit 1 because you're going to be selling it to the co-op dryer portion of on the map here. Another 15,284 going into the account. Now we're sitting at $53,949. So almost $54,000. What are we going to do with all this money? What are we going to do with all this money? Well, pulling around here for, I'm assuming, going to be, I don't know if we're going to get a full load off this front wagon. We'll have to check to see what we have left in the bin. Let's hop on out and take a look. And I'm thinking, so we got 13,000. So just as I suspected, we are going to have a full front wagon. And then we're going to have a partial back, like possibly like 2,000 liters or 1,500 liters of corn in the back of this. Maybe what we can do is split it because, you know, in real life, you're probably going to want a little bit of weight on that, on those trailers. So that way they pull a lot better. But we'll maybe try to split this the best we can. We'll get this to be about 50%. And then the rest of that should be able to fit all on the back. All right, we'll pull this forward here so that way that stops kind of loading. And we'll just continue to load in the back. Look at that. That kind of, you know, worked out in the game. In real life, we would have been dumping that on the ground. But hey, that's a good thing that's a game. Well, that looks like we are completely empty in the bin. And remind you, we still have some in this bin here that we are keeping for the TMR mix for the pigs. So that's still wet. We're not going to dry that. All right, well, looks like we are completely empty on the corn. Let's go take a look and see what we have for soybeans, which I think, like we said, just a little shy of 21,000 or 20,300-ish right in that spot. So not a whole lot of soybeans, but it'll be enough. I think it's going to give us a little extra $20,000 or so, which isn't going to be too bad. It's going to help pad that pocket. Well, let's get the final load of corn into the co-op here and put that behind us, guys. Let's make that long, slow trek to the co-op in the tractors. But although this isn't that terribly far, but I'm just kind of thinking back to my younger days when lived about 7 to 10 miles roughly out of town from the bins that I grew up at, and in the tractor that can feel sometimes like an eternity, especially when you have a wagon or two on the back. Well, let's get on over to the co-op and get this final tally of the amount of money that we made selling all this dry corn Forgot to get our hazards on. Now this goofball thinks that we're going to run into him. That was completely my bad. We'll pull around towards the scale house over here and get that final load delivered. Which it feels very, very good, but yet I wish there was more corn in the bins. As long as we continue this playthrough here, eventually we're going to have enough in there that it's going to take us a lot longer, and we're going to have a semi or something. So I think we are far enough in. All right, well, let's make our way up to the pit and get this stuff dumped. There we go. Last load's going into the elevator. Feels pretty good. Feels stinking good. And just watch that bank account climb up there. Are we going to hit 60,000? We hit $60,000. Woo! And a profit of, what did we start at? Just shy of $8,000 this morning. And that's still going. 63, 9,184. Cha-ching. Well, that does it for corn. Let's head on back to the farm and get prepped for some soybeans for tomorrow. Because that's going to take us, it's going to take us, what do we say? It's going to take us basically the front wagon and the back wagon. And believe it or not, that's going to be all the soybeans we have. But we we cannot sell them all. Good thing I caught that and was thinking of that. We cannot sell all of the soybeans, because I need some of the soybeans to be able to make the TMR mix for the pigs. So, let's think on that. How do we want to handle some of that soybean stuff? Do we keep what we have in there, since we're sitting at 63,000? Do we want to keep just what we have in there? It's not going to spoil. And what we could possibly do is next fall, we could sell off some. That way I don't have to try to worry about the amount I keep in the bin for the pig TMR. What do you guys think? Should we leave that until the next go around? I'm not going to do anything with it right now. Or we could sell some of it in July. Then we would have a little bit better idea where we're sitting at stuff, and then we get the best price possible. So we could leave it till July, which I'm thinking that might be what we want to do. But let me know down in the comments, guys. Should we sell the soybeans now or wait until July so we have a better grasp of what we have for the TMR mixtures for the pigs? Let me know in the comments. We'll see what you guys think. So with that being said, we're going to go park these wagons just down here. And actually just leave this whole thing right about here, because we need to go over and check on the cows and possibly just give them another bale of alfalfa. That way we know that they're going to be topped off for the remainder of the month. They're not sitting too bad. They're still sitting really, really good with the straw bales, so that's good. All right, let's get this bad girl fired up. And I think we'll just take the top one. There's no need for taking two. Not at this point in time. Gotta watch out for that tree though, guys. Yeah, I see you, Tucker, up there. I see you. All right. Alpha is in the trough there. Like I said, I think we're sitting pretty good. We might be able to stick a straw bale in the other side over here. We're not sitting too bad. 49, so not really bad at all there. Let's get this open. And you know what? It seems like everything is fine. There's only a couple of them here. The food situation, we're still fine there. 1,700 liters of food. So we're not sitting bad there at all on that one. And 1,400 liters, which we're not sitting bad at that one. Okay, well, we still have some time left in the day, which is really good. And I am really thinking that we want to make a little bit more money here. So I was just looking at the what we could possibly get for some corn stalk bales. And if we come down here to the where'd it go? Alpha bales. I know it's down a little bit here, but it's kind of plateaued, and we're going to get a worse price if it comes later. So we do have plenty of that stuff sitting in the barn over there. So you know what? We're going to go grab the truck, and we're going to go grab the trailer, and we're going to go sell ourselves some bales. Look at this backing up skill. Not too shabby. Okay, we'll just pull forward just a tad here. We can shut that off, and then let's get out. We need to go grab the international. Now we have, what is it? Let's count how many bales we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 plus 1, 27. So I think we can haul about 10. I think we can haul 10 on this trailer comfortably. So let's load up 10 of those straw bales and get them on the trailer and hauled off into the co-op up there and get them sold. Let's hop out of the first person mode for your guys' viewing pleasure. Now, we're going to be kind of roughing and buffing it here because we did plow this thing. So that's going to be kind of a bumpy ride. I know we could probably get more of these if we stacked. Ooh, we could do that. We could stack them this way. But I'm already pre-stacked up top like what they are. But I'm always down to try new things. Yeah, there we go. Oh, whoa. Oh, well then. Well, let's see if we can stack this up on top. How about that? Or next to the side of it, just like this. And we'll just continue to try to do the way they're stacked up that direction. So that was kind of crazy. Just give me the straw bale, please. Why? I'm not quite sure why that bale's not coming with me. All right, let me get this rearranged for you guys. Okay, just took me a little bit, and we finally got the bales kind of the way we were wanting them. Let's get this first load up on here. Don't mind me, just making sure the trailer is connected to the truck, which it is completely connected to the truck. We did find that out. We are struggling with these. Oh my goodness. I would like my bales off, please. No, okay, well, they're on the trailer. All right, well, that's good, I guess. Yeah, so like I said, this field is going to be a little bumpy. I say let's just drop this one here for right meow. That's going to be in the way. Let's think about this a bit. That's going to be in the way right there. Stay. Okay, goodness, take 7. Can I do something like this? Most certainly can. There we go. Oh, whoa. Kind of wonder how a bale grabber instead of the forks have been working for everybody. Don't want to get them too terribly high. I'm not quite sure. I do not know. Okay, well, see you later, bale. Why are we struggling, guys? Okay, we'll get this loaded in no time. No problem. I knew I put this bale here for a reason because I figured I'd probably drop one off on the other side. Now, it is nice that I did end up picking up that back weight for this thing because otherwise we would not be even able to take 2 bales at a time and load them because we would have been struggle bussing. I mean, these loading skills that I have are pretty on point. And we'll just bounce through this plowed field. I should have hit this with the cultivator when I had the chance to kind of just smooth this area out here. Would have been a better, a more enjoyable ride. Let's just put it that way. And the final bale is finally on the trailer. That was difficult, guys. I'll tell you that for sure. That was extremely difficult. Let's get this stuff strapped down. We'll haul this stuff off into town and see what we get at the co-op. When you guys are ready to sell any of the bales just go up here. And I know we did show this on another episode up there here a while back, but the bales go just right over here by the bins. And No Creek has made that trigger a lot bigger on the final version. Whoa. On the final version, the bale sell point is a heck of a lot bigger than it was through the beta versions. So you should have no problems, selling any bales. You just basically need to park it like this and unstrap. There we go. All right. It's $3,600. It's not a whole lot, but it's a little bit more. Every little bit counts. So back to the farm we go. All right. We're getting up into the farmyard here. And we made a pretty good day today. We are sitting right now at $66,000, which is not terribly bad by any means. We are sitting pretty dang good. I feel comfortable with the amount of money that we have so far. Well, I know it has been some time, but we are ready again because we got some money in the account. We are ready again to start picking some cows. And congratulations to everybody that's gotten entered into this on the Discord. But it is now time to find out who gets their names in the series herd series. So let's head on down to the limousine animals. Let's see, and I think we have 2 bulls. Let's double check this because we need to make sure that we're not purchasing some stuff that we do not absolutely need. All right, so we have Big Mac, who is big enough to, or old enough to reproduce. And we have Sirloin that is old enough next month to be able to reproduce. So that's good. So we got 2 bulls. So we're going to pick 3 cows, okay? We're going to pick 3 more cows, introduce them to the herd. So let's get that on the way. Let's see how we got here with these ones. So in no particular order, these 3 right here, I think are sitting, but these heifers, what's, I guess I'm not quite sure. If anybody knows on the realistic livestock mod, I know there's been a couple updates, but he has changed some of this stuff to heifered and heifered bulls. So are these just different, I guess I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Let's maybe do this. We're going to pick these 3. 11 months. That one can reproduce at 18 months. This one is 13 months. So we got a little time yet for that. And then our final one here is 11 months. So we have 3 of them here that we're going to be purchasing. So let's buy the selected. Buy the selected. There we go. $6,000 worth of cows coming in. First one is... AK Mommy, your name is going to be very, very good, and it's just going to be cow. Okay, that's what you picked. It's just cow. Congratulations, AKA Mommy. Greatly appreciate your your ingenuity into animal naming. Next one's going to be is this one right here. Change the name, and this one comes from Henry over on Discord, and your cow's name is going to be Alan. Congratulations, Henry, on getting your name into the herd. So let's confirm that so we don't mess that up. All right, so now for the last and final one, let's change the name here. And this one is coming from Pie7204 over on Discord, and your name is going to be Pie. Congratulations, aka Mommy, Henry, and Pie over on Discord. Welcome to the herd. Boy, this thing is, we are growing pretty dang quick. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total cows here so far in the herd, and they are all happy, ready to eat all of the alfalfa that we could possibly feed them. And hopefully, speaking of feed, hopefully we can start looking into a TMR mixer for the cattle as well. So we're going to need to start looking at that stuff. There are some things that we're going to have to purchase here in the next couple episodes. Otherwise, we're going to start falling behind like we did again. So let's head on over to the pigs. And we got some more pigs to name over here. We're only going to be doing 2 since we're going to have like 36 piglets here coming shortly. And I need more people that want to be pigs over here. If not, they're just going to be unnamed. And the next time somebody picks to be a pig, guess what? You're going to be already in the game. All right, so let's head on over. I think I want to do, so we have 3 of them in here. I kind of want to put 3, I want to put 2 more over in this one here with the Lancers. So let's get over here and get these introduced to the herd. All right, so Lancer, let's see. I think we can mix and match. I don't think there's anything that says we can't, unless I'm completely wrong. That's tiny, that's like a baby. All right, so let's see. We don't need any boars. So we could pick some of these ones here, 28 months. So not terribly bad. This one doesn't seem bad. I know it's a little expensive. 9 months. So this one can do it. And this one could reproduce. I think we purchased these 2. I know they're a little less expensive. The genetics aren't as great. But I think we could make the genetics better. I'm thinking we could do that. So let's purchase these 2. Buy selected. Here we go. All right. Well, we got 2 more pigs to the hog barn here. And let's see. The first one here is going to be Sir Ribbington from T-Money over on Discord. Congratulations, T-Money. Let me get this all spelled out. Sir Ribbington, welcome on in. Congratulations. Okay, next one comes from Grease Zombie 89. And this pig's name? Hamstring. Nice. Okay, well, welcome in T-Money and Grease Zombie 89. Congratulations on your animals' names being picked on the herd. And welcome and enjoy, and let's hope we can keep you alive still. So, this is amazing. Let's check on you guys. Ooh-wee, look at that. You guys are doing good. Well, time to close the gate. We got $59,000 in the account. I think it's time to kind of look and give you guys an idea of what this big decision is going to be. I know I put a community post out there for you guys on how should we handle the planter situation. So the option was to lease the planter. The other one was to buy it outright or take a loan out. Well, the majority of you guys, like a lot of you guys are saying, just buy it outright. But you know what? I want to be smart with my money because even if we go with this one right here, I don't really want to go with the 950 Cyclone, but even if we go with this Kinsey 3600 with the extended box with the fertilizer tanks on there, you're still $55,000. That doesn't leave you with a lot of cushion, right? So I am honestly thinking I'm pulling an executive order and saying we are not purchasing one of these outright. We are going to lease one of these, and when we're done with it, we're going to return it. Okay, so we have a couple options. Since we're going to lease, I don't really want to go big, right? I don't really want to lease that out. I would actually thinking about maybe leasing this one. If we look at this one down here at the bottom, this is obviously it's a mod, but we can plant alpha with this, so we don't have to lease a cedar. So my end goal, guys, is I would really like to either have one of these or one of these, or if I could find another mod somewhere out there that is, you know, another cool planter. But for the time being, I think we want to lease this, but we're not going to lease it right now because it's only January, guys. This is crazy. We're not leasing it now. We can't plant anything. But this one's going to be the kind of the more ultimate planter that's going to suit us for this time being, for this season. It's going to be able to let us plant the alfalfa and plant our corn and our soybeans. So that is where we're sitting at. That was kind of the big decision. I am pulling the executive order because the whole goal of this series is to keep you guys alive and not struggle with the bank account. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We are coming along on this journey. And you know what? If you guys have made it this far on the channel, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, if you made it this far. And thank you guys for hanging out. We'll talk to you guys and catch you on the next one. Have a good one.